Hi, how are you? Today I am reviewing Canon EOS R review. 2-minute review. Canon EOS R review. Features. The EOS R uses a full-frame 30.3 MP sensor without an optical low-pass filter. If that sounds familiar, it's because Canon's EOS 5D Mark IV DSLR shares the same pixel count, although Canon stresses this isn't the same sensor. We suspect it's very closely related to the chip used in the EOS 5D Mark IV though, which is no bad thing as it's one of Canon's best performing sensors. There's also a new Digicate processing engine and a healthy native ISO range of 100 to 40,000, which can be expanded to settings equivalent to ISO 50 and 102,400, matching the EOS 5D Mark IV exactly. Autofocus. Ever since the 5D Mark IV arrived with its dual-pixel autofocus, I've found myself shooting from the rear LCD more often than not. I hate feeling like a tourist at the Grand Canyon, but it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make in exchange for knowing my pictures will be in focus. The Canon EOS R gives you that same increased hit rate without looking like Aunt Sally trying to use a DSLR for the first time. In my past 2 months with the Canon EOS R, my hit rate is near 90%. While the Powerhouse Pro bodies are still slightly quicker for initial focus lock-in servo, the EOS R has a better chance of delivering more pictures in focus from the set. This is a great improvement. Accuse point coverage. EVF and exposure. Gone are the days of completely blowing in exposure. As is the case with any mirrorless, what you see in the EVF is what you get. The EVF in the Canon EOS R is great. The technical specs are one thing, but moving from an optical viewfinder to the EVF in the EOS R isn't an issue. Flip-out screen. Ever since Nikon put the tilt screen on the D750, I've been eagerly waiting for Canon to follow suit. I cringed when I heard Canon might go with the flip-out approach, and unfortunately my fears were confirmed. The flip-out LCD is cumbersome. In order to achieve tilt functionality, the LCD must be folded out to the side and then rotated 180 degrees. Single memory card slot. When Nikon released the specs of their Z6 and Z7, people lost their minds over the single memory card slot. Canon took slightly less flack when announcing the same news, but the fact remains that a single memory card slot is unacceptable. Ergonomics. The ergonomics and button layout on the Canon EOS R are a step backwards as well. I miss the thumb scroll wheel, my top ISO button and the play and menu buttons on the left side of the LCD. The lenses. While this review is focused around the Canon EOS R itself, the EOS RF lens lineup is one of its biggest advantages. Canon has been killing it lately with sharp, contrast-wide lenses that resolve pictures beautifully. The newly released EOS R f28 to 70mm f/2 might be the perfect lens for our kit one day. Focus ring. The focus ring makes up for some of the odd button placements on the camera. You can set it to just about anything you'd like, but I went back and forth between having it adjust ISO and aperture. My hand is always there, and it quickly became second nature. Servo performance and burst speed. I've never been a high burst kind of guy. I don't shoot hundreds of pictures of herons catching fish, so the slower burst speed in servo mode doesn't bother me. That said, I'm not a fan of the changing rates between single shot versus servo. Button customization. More than any other Canon SLR that I've used, the customizability of the EOS R is great. I don't shoot video, so I can change the record button to switch from one shot to servo. I can set the illumination button to zoom in on an image while reviewing it in the EVF. Image quality. Canon made progress with its sensors in the 5D Mark IV and 1D XMKI. The dynamic range and ISO performance were finally on par with other similarly priced cameras. The Canon EOS R is virtually identical in how it processes images to the 5D Mark IV, which I'm fine with. However, being slightly newer, it would have been nice if they had pushed it even further. It's not really a complaint, but more like wishful thinking. So I highly recommend getting the Canon EOS R review. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe my RS product review channel. Thank you.